Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to share with you a live trade that I took on the Euro Yen where I went short, and then later on in the video I'm also going to share with you an update on my small account for this week trading Forex. So make sure you stick around right to the end. Hey everybody, so I've got a sell limit order here set on Euro Yen, and I've just dragged the chart across so I can show exactly what my trade idea is for this pair. Now it's a little bit riskier because, as you can see, we've been in this very strong uptrend here on the 4-hourly chart, but what I'm aiming for here is this exhaustive move because we've had quite a lot of consecutive green candles up, and then we had this small little red doji candle here followed by a larger red bearish candle. So it's that pattern that indicates there may be that reversal here in the trend. And I've been watching this pair this morning. I have this horizontal ray drawn out here which represents some weekly resistance, which is what we seem to be consolidating around. And just dropping down onto the 30-minute chart here to explore a bit further. So we've had this move up here. We've then come down here. We've had a very short pullback in this area here before continuing further down here for another lower low. And what I'm aiming for with this is that we've had this pop up here and we seem to be tapping this previous pullback area on the 30-minute, which is what I've drawn out here with this grey area for the market structure. I thought this may be a good place to get in for a short because using a 20 pip stop, my stop is above the highs of this move, so I've got enough room there in case it does continue further. But then going back to the 4-hourly chart, we do have quite a lot of room until we get to the previous level where we pull back. So there's a lot of room here for potential profit. So I've sent a 20 pip stop with the idea of getting a 3% move, but there's probably a little bit more room here for 4% move, taking into account the next resistance level on the hourly chart. Just dropping down a little bit further now onto the 15-minute, and you can see this pullback that we've had. We seem to be forming a red doji candle here on the 15, and if I just drop back to my broker, my sell stop hasn't actually, my sell limit hasn't actually been activated yet. I've set that at 126.50, although it's only a couple of pips away from that stop. Right, although this hasn't been triggered, I'm going to just enter in these parameters just in case it does get triggered. Okay, so the sell limit order's been triggered at 126.502. It feels strange doing this. This is the first time I've used a sell limit order, and it feels weird because I'm kind of going against the grain a little bit because I'm waiting for price to come up to then sell. And I was very tempted to just cancel the order because it didn't really feel comfortable. I didn't like seeing price coming up whilst knowing I'm waiting to sell. This is something very weird about that. But I've left it because I'm trusting the larger time frame plan that I'm using. I'm already into this trade, and as you can see, once my order was activated, both my stop loss and my take profit order have also been activated, so theoretically I haven't got anything to do with this trade now. I could have just left this and walked away, which makes these limits and stop orders really useful for when you are busy, when you're working, and when you're not able to be at the computer all the time. So what I'm going to do just to help me to manage this trade is I'm going to just place on some horizontal rays representing my different profit targets. So I'm in at 50, therefore 126.30 will be 1%. So once price hopefully comes down to 126.30, then I'm going to bring my stop to break even because I want to keep a trailing stop just to help manage the risk on the account. And I'm going to place another horizontal ray at 10, which represents 2% on my account, just to keep an eye on those levels, because if for whatever reason there's any kind of resistance forming around those levels, I'd be happy to take a 2% profit. Price is coming down quite nicely now, and it's just getting to 2:30, So I'm going to move my stop to break even now that we're just getting to 1%, which is basically above the high of the previous 30-minute candle. So I feel like that's quite a good place for it, just to help manage risk. I've just placed my stop just below my break-even point, just in case it does come up, so that it counts for any potential slippage. And the only thing I'd be concerned about is if we do get any resistance in this level here, around about 126.20. Once we get past there, I feel like it should be pretty good to continue on down towards my next take profit target area. Right, I am actually thinking of getting out of this at 1% because it's just about to close at 3 o'clock and it's not actually made a new low. It looks like it may be making a double bottom for a bounce up. I'm just going to watch price action and see what it does. So at the moment we have this double bottom W pattern here, which might mean it's going to come back up here to test the highs before moving lower. If it does, it would stop me out at break even. So I've got a mental stop at 126.30, which was my 1%. I don't really want to get out early, but I don't want to get out with nothing as well, so I'm just going to see what the trade does. Alright, I'm just going to bring my stop down now to 126.30. Just to trail that. I know that's going against my plan, and this isn't something that I'm saying everybody should do. You know, trading is a very personal journey, and I think people should do what's right for them. For me, I'd be quite happy even taking away 1% on this, because I'm keeping this in perspective with my overall performance on the week. Whether that's right long term or not, I'm sure I'm going to learn. But at the moment I can see that there is potential resistance forming, and the risk of this, I think, would be that if this double bottom, this W pattern is held, it could give a move to the upside as part of the normal price action movement, but there'd be a chance that that would hit my break-even stop, and I don't particularly want to get out with nothing on this trade. So I've just moved my stop to 1%, which it's not actually at yet, so I'm giving it a chance to work out. If the bears are still in control, it should carry on going towards my take profit targets, but if not, at least I feel comfortable in that I've just given myself a little bit of profit from this trade if it does hit my 1% stop. And after all of that deliberating over changing my stop loss, it seems to have broken that resistance, which is quite nice. So it's coming up to 2% target now, which is when I would have probably changed my stop from break even to 1% anyway, just to keep that 1% trailing stop. But obviously I've already done that, so I'll leave that for now. Hey guys, as you can see, price has just rallied up and it's just hit my stop that I set, my altered stop, which is at 1% in profit. So I'll just go into my account history and let's have a look at the period for today. So my short on Euro Yen, I ended up getting out at 126.297, which was my 1% target. I think it works out currency wise a little bit less because of the difference in lot sizes. So it's not the best day today. I've taken 2 other losers this morning before I set up the camera to record, and then I decided to record the third trade, whether it was going to win or not. So it was a small win. It would have been nice to have gotten a bigger win out of this, and I'll show you a clip in a moment of what happened to the chart as time goes on to see whether or not it would have come back up to my entry or whether it would have continued, to see whether I made the right decision there in changing my stop loss to 1%. But as you can see, as I'd already taken 2 losers, I was just being a little bit more cautious. I wanted to try to capture some profit so that I could try and get a base hit to kind of counteract the losses that I had. I wouldn't say it's revenge trading because I wasn't forcing the trades, I wasn't hunting for wins. But it's just trying to manage the risk on my account basically, and I do feel like I've done that. I don't mind taking a 1% loss today. At least I've managed to, if I've had 2 steps backwards, have 1 more step forwards. Okay guys, it's the following day, so just to share with you how this trade actually went in the end. So on the left hand side here is what I did. As you can see, I got out here at my 1% target. Had I left the trade run, it would have actually carried on going to 2%, so I could have got double the profit out of this. But as you know, my original plan was to let the trade run for 3%, which actually it would not have hit. It came down to a low of 2.25% before tracing back up towards my entry where it is now, looking like it's going to push up further. I'd be quite interested just to see if it does get past the highs of this move. It might be trying to make a double top pattern on the higher time frame, so perhaps next week it'll be interesting to see if we get some clear signs of rejection of this area on the 4-hourly chart. Might be interested to get back in to try to ride the longer move down. So as an end result, I guess this is just how trading goes sometimes. I broke my initial plan and I got out of 1%. But if I'd have followed my plan, price would have come back up to my break-even stop and I would have got no percent. So in this case, I think I did the right thing of getting out early. You can always get more money, and I think that's the case with trading, is you can always do better. But I'm glad that I've actually got something positive out of this trade rather than let it run to break even and make nothing. Before I conclude this video, I just share with you my weekly metrics for the first week of December. So I finished off the week with £2.24 profit, equal to about 0.5% on my account, which obviously is not brilliant. It's very small figures, but I'm focusing on the fact that I finished green rather than red, and that's got to be progress. It's a little bit frustrating because earlier in the week, on Tuesday and Wednesday, I took a total profit of £5.40, which is about 1.5% on my account. However, I then took a loss day on Thursday, which took most of that profit, and that's what's left me with 0.5% profit on the week. So if I'd have just not traded Thursday, I would have finished with a lot more profit. But quite honestly, this goal I've set myself for December, of trying to hit 10% at the end of the month, has added this level of pressure, and I think that's what I was responding to or reacting to on Thursday, because I didn't want to finish the week up with 1.5% profit, because I felt like I had to hit 2.5% so that I was making good progress towards that end goal of 10%. And in effect, that pressure and that goal is what actually took me back a step, and as a result I had a worse performance with 0.5% profit. So I'm taking this as a little bit of a message to slow down a bit and to try not to run before I can walk. You know, aiming for smaller goals. If I can do another month of finishing green, that is good. It's another month of keeping my account alive, growing it a little bit, but more importantly, learning valuable lessons that I need to learn in order to become a consistently profitable trader. So I'm going to try and put massive goals out of my head for now and just focus on the present moment on profitability and consistency. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and if you've enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button below. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks guys. Bye.